I'm Soumya, currently pursuing MBA at Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering, Bangalore. I have assignment on hypothesis testing. What is hypothesis? Hypothesis testing is an important activity of empirical research and evidence-based medicine. A well-worked hypothesis is a half answer of the research question. For this, both knowledge of the subject derived from the extensive review of the literature and working knowledge of the basic statistical concept and desirable. The present paper discusses the method of working and good hypothesis and statistical concept of hypothesis testing. Hypothesis is an assumption, an idea that is proposed the state of argument so that it can be tested is to see might be true. In the scientific method, hypothesis is constructed before any applicable research has been done apart from the basic background review. Characteristics of the hypothesis testing. Hypothesis should be in simple. A simple hypothesis contains one predictor and one outcome variable. For example, a positive family history of one family increases the risk developing the conditions in the first degree of the developing condition, and positive family history of that family outcome variable. A complex hypothesis contains the more one predictable variable or more one or more outcomes variable. Positive family history and successful life event are associated with the increased incidence of the diseases. Here are two variables: positive family history and stressful family event. While outcomes of complex hypotheses like this cannot be easily tested in the single statistical test should be separated into the two or more simple hypotheses. Then second one is hypothesis should be specific. A specific hypothesis lives in about the subject and variable or about the test and statistical significance will be applied. It is used consistently operational definition and summarized nature and sources of the subject and the approach measure history medicines, and this is the long-winded sentence but is explicitly nature predictable outcome variable. And the last one is hypothesis should be stated in advance. A hypothesis must be stated in varying during the proposal stage. This will help to keep the research effort focused on the primary objective and create a stronger basis of interpreting the study result and compare to the hypothesis and emerging the result of the data. The habit of this hypothesis testing common among the research is nothing to the use of third degree method on the data. The yield of the least something significant. This lead to overrating the occasion chance association in the study. And types of the hypothesis. For the purpose of testing the statistical significance, hypothesis is classified by the two. One is null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. The null hypothesis states that no association between the predictor and outcome variable of the population. The null hypothesis is the formal basis of testing statistical significance by starting with the proportion of the no association statistical test can be estimate the probability that an observed the association could be done chances. The position of this association, the parties with the assumption and sides report and the control called alternative hypothesis. It is the alternative hypothesis cannot be tested as it is accepted exclusion if the test significance reject the null hypothesis. In the alternative hypothesis, there are two types of hypothesis are there. One is one-tailed hypothesis and another one is two-tailed hypothesis. One-tailed hypothesis specifies the direction of the association between the predictor and outcome variable. The predictor of the patience of the attempted suicides will be higher rate of the control patient's one-tailed hypothesis. A two-tailed hypothesis states only that the association exists. It doesn't specify the direction. The prediction of the patient attempt the suicide will be different rate of either higher or lower participant. Two-tailed hypothesis is one. The word tail refers to the tail end of the statistical distribution such as similar bell-shaped normal curve that is used to the hypothesis. One tail represents the positive effect of the association. It is the negative of the association. These are the types of hypothesis testing. Hypothesis testing, there are two types of error is there, type 1 error and type 2 error. Type 1 error, that means false positive, occurs in the investigator reject null hypothesis actual the population, and type 2 error is false negative, occurs the investigator fails the reject occurs null hypothesis that is actually false in population. Although type 1 and type 2 can never avoid entirely, the investigator can reduce the likelihood, increase sample size, the larger sample and lesser of the likelihood subtype population. False population and false negative result can also occur become a biased. Such error troublesome, such may difficult to detect cannot be qualified. At the end, conclusion hypothesis testing is the sheet of anchor empirical research and the rapidly emerging practices of evidence based medicine. However, the empirical research and hypothesis testing have a limit. The empirical approach research cannot be eliminated unnecessary completely. At the best, it is the quantify unnecessary. The unnecessity cannot be two types, type 1 error and type 2 error. The accept of the type 1 and type 2 error is set of advance and importance of the sample size calculation. Another important point is remember to can not prove or disprove anything by hypothesis testing and statistical test. We can only knock down or reject the null hypothesis and by default accept the alternative hypothesis. If we fail reject hypothesis, we accept by the default. Thank you for watching this video.